Hello and all, welcome to the Galaxy Man Show. I'm here with this incredible artist for the last guest of this week, named Dan Henwood. So I'm proud to announce Dan Henwood on the show for today's last guest of this week. So please welcome Dan on the show. And yeah, he is Dan. Hey, Dan, how's it going?
I'm good.
Awesome. Well, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to join my show, Dan. It is such an incredible pleasure having you on the show for today. Uh, to people that don't know who you are, if you can give like a bit of backstory about yourself, and then we'll dive right into the questions.
Yep, so my name's Dan Henwood. I'm originally from Wangara, Victoria, and now we've moved up to Brisbane, Queensland in 2020 in August on my birthday, which was amazing. And so, yeah, this is home for me. Country music is what I do. And yeah, I that's, it's always a tricky way, doing an introduction for myself because that's just basically my life is country music.
So we'll dive right into the questions now, Dan. So for my very first question, so you've created incredible original songs, and for the first original song I'm going to name is "Who I Am." Like, what was it like getting to create this song, getting to create the music video for this song? Yeah, what was it like creating "Who I Am"?
It was amazing. That was a tough song to write, as some personal songs are extremely hard to, But it's easier to share your story through music than in a conversation. Um, so that was a really important song to bring to life, and I think we did really well. And the video clip I shot with my good mate Josh Setterfield out at Ipswich on a property. And that was an incredible day of shooting. We went and got a second-hand piano off Marketplace, and we used that as the clip. Yeah, so that was really special, and to see how that turned out with all the hard work that you put in, we like to show that off, I guess.
So on to my very next question. So you have also created an original song called "Feels Like Home." What was it like creating this one, and what's the meaning behind this song?
So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I'm from Wangaratta, Victoria, which is a country town, northeast Victoria, and used to spend so much time just going out to my friend's property and being out in the country. And I guess when you move to Brisbane, that's kind of been taken away. It's more the city life, and but at the same time, Brisbane does feel like home. And yeah, so I just wanted to write something that meant something to me, as I do with every song I write. And yeah, so I like to write about home a lot. And, yeah, especially when I go away, it's a song that I enjoy performing live as well. When I'm traveling to Sydney or somewhere, kind of, and I miss home, it's a song that yeah, I enjoy.
So on to my very next question. So you've also created an original song called "Traveling Man." What was it like creating this song, and what's the meaning behind "Traveling Man"?
It was such a fun one to create. We put so much time into it. Um, we wrote it in COVID times in 2020, and obviously with COVID, we couldn't travel or do anything. So I was really missing traveling, and I was traveling a lot up to Sydney, to my friend's place. We did a bit of horse riding here and there, and um, I just wanted to write a song about traveling. And I think it's a theme that I hadn't done yet either, which was really, it was something different. And this whole EP was different. Um, so yeah, my love for traveling. I wanted to put that into a song and share that with people.
So on to my very next question. So you've also created an original song called "Me and My Guitar." Amazing song, by the way, too. What was it like creating this one, and what's the meaning behind this song?
So this is my first uh, ever single we put out before we put the EP out. So this was amazing. It was scary, you know, it was nerve wracking. You know, people are going to enjoy it. Um, Again, we shot there. We actually that EP, where the Rich Run Deep, which that song was a part of. We recorded that with Josh Setterfield, and we shot the clip out of Glasshouse Mountains back in 2019, I think it was. So it was the first time ever recording and doing film clips, and it was amazing. It was just a bit of fun, and I think, but for the story behind it, you know, I grew up at age 11 playing guitar, and so I've played guitar for such a long time now, and I only started singing when I was 16. Um, but you know, I'm always, you know, to I'm always known as a session player. I just love playing guitar, getting up with people, having a play, and that's kind of my safe place behind a guitar, just having a shred, you know. And and yeah, as I said, yeah, it was our first release, and it was really special. It was really fun, and it was also a great ride as well.
So on to my very next question. So what made you decide as a person and especially as an artist to get into singing in the first place?
So I grew up with a lot of different style of music, you know, to all the way to Guns N' Roses, to Jimmy Barnes, and then all the way over to Slim Dusty, artists like Lee Kernaghan, who I admire a lot. And um, I think that's kind of where I got my love for country, at a very early age. But I remember in 2013, it was the Beautiful Noise tour with Lee Kernaghan and the Wood Brothers, and um, that's what made me want to do country. And so, you know, eventually I just hit an age where I started getting into singing, and I thought, you know, I don't mind this songwriting. And then I started experimenting a little bit with my writing, and you know, and I enjoyed it. So as I got older, eventually I started bringing out music, and I just love what I do. And you know, yeah, it's so just country is what's got me into what I love.
So on to my very next question. So what does performing music like mean to you, like especially as an artist?
Um, I love it. You know, you have your days and your gigs, but when you get to do festivals, I think to me they're the most important ones, because I get to play my music, they're my stories, my songs, and um, so it's always a extreme privilege to get to play my own songs. And, yeah.
So on to my very next question. So like with being an artist and all that stuff, what would be your all-time favorite cover song to perform and why?
Oh, geez. Um, for a while now, we've been, when I was doing my shows in 2021, when we brought out Traveling Man, we did a release, and I started throwing in The Way It Is, Lee Kernaghan, which is off the Electric Radio album. And that's probably my favorite one to cover. To me, it shares a story. It reminds me of home again, and just gives me such a great feeling to be an Australian, I guess. We actually went into the studio to record that one, so we're bringing that out uh, mid this year, I think it's safe to say. And so, yeah, I think that's definitely one of my favorites. Yeah.
So on to my very next question. So if you could work with any top three music artists in the music industry, who would you want to work with and why?
Um, I would really, again, I'm just going to say Lee Kernaghan as a musician and a songwriter and a person. I've admired his albums, his works through to the early days, and I think that's where I'm leading into with my music and my sound in country music, and so that would be absolutely amazing to work with someone like Lee. But you know, there's other people I'd like to work with as well. I've even been able to work with some of the biggest musicians recently in Nashville. Obviously, we've done it through emails and tracking from here and then tracking over in Nashville. Um, and that's been a big privilege as well. Like, Jason Aldean's drummer, and all guitarists and such. So it's been pretty cool. But yeah, definitely Lee, I think, would be amazing.
So on to my very next question. So if you could go anywhere on tour, take your music to any country, any place in the world, where would it be and why?
Well, definitely Nashville would be amazing. Canada. I'd love to take it to the UK as well. I think that would be really cool. I'm a big fan of the UK. I've got some followers from over there. Same with Germany. I've there's some followers over there. When I did an interview last year, I think it was, there was followers over there from Germany, which was really cool. But yeah, also Australia as well. I'd love to go into the outback and tour around the country, which would be amazing.
So on to my very next question. So if you could give any advice to any upcoming artists that want to get into singing, what advice would you give and why?
Just get into it. You know, don't put it off for another day, because I tell you what, in the end, it's going to be really worth it. The people you meet, the opportunities in it as well, and just be yourself no matter what you do. There'll always be people who will enjoy what you do and will support you as well. Yeah, so I definitely suggest going for it.
So on to my very next question. So if now Dan, looking back over your career in the industry, if now Dan could talk to younger Dan, like what advice would you give to your younger self and why?
Um, Keep your head down, stick to what you know what's best, and enjoying what you love, and kind of don't take notice of anyone who doesn't enjoy what you do, is not a fan. And just go for it, because it's going to be really rewarding in the end.
So on to my very next question. So what are the positive and negative side into the music industry, and how do you get through those like negative moments as an artist?
I think for me, what's worked is, you're not going to click with everyone. You just, for me, I've I've made lots of friends, and but for the other times, I've also kind of kept my head down and just do what I enjoy most, and the right people will see that and support you, and yeah, just be nice.
So on to my very last question for you, Dan. So like what's next for you for the rest of 2023 onwards? Like what's next?
So this year's going to be a really cool year, I think. So brand new music. We're hoping for some festivals, which whatever happens there. But I think we've got a really good feeling about this year. Hoping for some shows as well. We'll play some showcases, like an EP launch or something. Get a full band show. I think we're just going to make the most of it and really put in our lot this year and work really hard.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much, Dan, for taking it like for making an appearance on my show. It has been such an incredible pleasure having you on as a guest. Do you have like any last final thoughts or anything that you'd like to share to people on the show?
Um, I think with the bigger artists and smaller artists, if there's an artist like myself that you really enjoy, just give them all your support, and because big or small support can go a long way. So support your favorite artists, and yeah, just get around the people you enjoy. Yeah.
When I was a boy, I wanted to be someone do what I should and do what I know. Follow in the footsteps of those in the spotlight, not for the fame, but the feeling. Oh, I need a soundtrack. Oh, I need a song. When my fingers touch the frets, all my worries I forget. When it's me and my guitar. Call me a dreamer, a damn good make-believer, 'cause I live and breathe this heart on my sleeve. I might get to the top one day, but if I fall, that's okay. You can never steal this dream from me. Soundtrack. Oh, I need a song. When my fingers touch the frets, all my worries I forget. When it's me and my guitar. But it's these things that I hold close, and all I need are all my dreams and hopes. Oh, I need a soundtrack. Oh, I need a song.